Good morning. Let us know if you can hear us. Oops, my chair. Okay, so my name is ChihYu Smith from Umami. I'm so
And the author
of Asian Paleo. Thanks for reminding me. I feel so honored here to have my friend Arielle here with me today, the owner of Lucky Lee's restaurant in New York City. So Arielle, you want to say hello to everyone?
Hi everyone. Good morning, or good afternoon, or good night, wherever you live.
Yeah. So in this brief conversation, we're gonna share, Arielle's story, how we became friends, and I consider myself as an entrepreneur, and I'm always interested in hearing other female entrepreneurship, their story, their passion, and they're taking a lot of risks to pursue their dreams. So I'm so honored here to have my friend Arielle with me. And in the end of the conversation, we have an exciting news to share with you guys. So Arielle, tell us who you are, where you and your family came from, and what do you do?
Sure. So my name is Arielle Haskell, and I am a healthy chef and a health coach. And I have a company called Be Well with Arielle, so you can find me on Instagram at Be Well with Arielle. And for the past 11 years, I've been modifying recipes for people with food allergies and certain dietary requirements. And I modify recipes all over many different cuisines. I just opened a new restaurant called Lucky Lee's 11 weeks ago here in Manhattan in New York City. It's located between 10th and 11th Street on University. And Lucky Lee's is a health-forward American Chinese inspired restaurant. And yeah, I'm from New York. I grew up in Manhattan, so this is just really an extension of my childhood and my upbringing, and I'm really happy to be with you today.
So admire you. So, I'm always curious to learn that out of so many business choices, like me, I provide online meal planning programs. So far I have 2 online paleo meal planning programs to help people prepare meals. Some of my friends decide to sell products online, on Amazon, for example. And why do you pick opening a restaurant, like a physical restaurant?
I actually had no idea or even a dream of opening a restaurant, to be honest.
Really?
For many years, as I mentioned, I was doing cooking classes and teaching people how to cook a certain way that would enable them to eat certain things if they had certain dietary requirements or food allergies. And my husband loves American Chinese food. My husband is Lee. He loves American Chinese food. I love American Chinese food as well. And, one day I started making his favorite dishes at home. And we looked at each other one day and we're like, wouldn't it be amazing if there was a place that we could order this from so I wouldn't have to cook? And and then we looked at each other one day and we're like, should we do it? Let's do it.
Yeah.
And that was 4 years ago.
Yeah.
So it took 4 years to open
4
it.
years ago?
4 years, yeah.
That was about the time I started my blog. Lady, another similarity. Oh my goodness. Yes, I started on my blog about 3.5 to 4 years ago. That's amazing. So I started my blog and then decided to just put everything on the website. But you started an idea with your family out of love for Asian-inspired, Chinese, American cuisine, cooking, and then you decided to open a physical restaurant. How amazing is that?
Yeah, and I found out that I had a health issue, an autoimmune issue called hypothyroid. And so not only was I creating recipes for clients as a health coach, but then I started really creating these recipes for myself and my family as well. When my practitioners recommended that I avoid gluten, that I avoid dairy, that I avoid refined sweeteners, and that I avoid fried foods. And so when I started creating recipes from all different various cuisines and also American Chinese cuisine, I started finding ingredients that would suit these certain guidelines for my practitioners.
I see. So actually, the story is a little bit different from me, but I think in the end we sort of came together at the same point. It's like for me, 3.5, 4 years ago when I started, with just myself, I just wanted to cook something that make me feel good about myself because I was just keep gaining weight, have a 9-to-5 job, and then after that I would go to night school because I thought the only way to get myself out of my crappy day job that I just really don't love was getting another school degree. So by the time I'm home, 9 and 10 p.m., I still have tons of homework I need to do, and then so we order takeout all the time. And 3 years later, it's just my weight just getting out of control. So I started from the perspective that I just wanted to make myself feel better, keep myself more fit, and just look younger than my actual age. And then along the way, when I share recipe on the website, along the way I have so many people come to me because they have specific medical reasons. They have to eat a certain way, the doctor advised them, or maybe their children is allergic to certain things, so they have to eat a certain way. So I began to have this huge empathy for this group of people that, perhaps they love Asian food, they love Chinese American food, but, but they're missing it out, feel like, something is lacking, something's not there, serve their needs. So I sort of took it out and become like, not only for my own health, but also provide to the community to help those people who actually really have specific dietary needs. So Lucky's restaurant is very specific to serve a specific type of audience. Like, you exclude gluten, wheat, corn, dairy, and also certain type of nuts. Right, so it's actually a very specific restaurant to serve a very specific audience, and something I totally love. It's kind of a very niche down the business. But for example, you know your why you eat this way, and I know my why. And to a certain extent, people who are watching, join the conversation with us, you know your why. But that means to the general public, that means probably the majority of the people. Who might not understand why we do what we do. So how has a restaurant been perceived by general public?
When we opened, it was very interesting because we opened with very good intentions. Our intention was to provide great food, great hospitality, a great experience with specific ingredients for specific clientele. And when we opened, we realized that some of our language had triggered sensitivities within the Asian community, and specifically with the word clean, which I know ChihYu, is also found in your book. And in the wellness world, clean really means, it's kind of another word for super healthy, right?
Like gluten-free, not deep fried. And from my perspective, it's like gluten-free, not deep fried, and you eliminate certain ingredients, for example, wheat or corn items that might be sensitive to people who have autoimmune disease, have certain dietary needs that might cause them actually stomach pain. So that's my definition of it.
Yeah, and same with me. And it's some people have really, really, really serious conditions, and they're not able to eat gluten. They're not able to eat. Nuts doesn't necessarily mean that it's not clean. And so anyway, by using this word, we didn't necessarily. It triggered sensitivities because in the Chinese American community, there's a stereotype that Chinese food is not clean, and we never intended for our use of clean to be that. And so what we realized was that it does trigger sensitivities, and that's absolutely not what we intended. And so now we are very mindful about how we speak about our food.
I see. Yeah. I think you had very good intention, but it never really meant it to be that way.
No, and I absolutely understand. I mean, the Chinese American community has been trying to, knock down the stereotype that Chinese food is quote unquote dirty. And
this is very funny.
I was building it, I apparently was building it up by using the word clean.
I see.
But the way that I was using it was from the wellness world, which means, super healthy, right?
It's like me. I grew up in Taiwan. You guys know I have a probably pretty thick accent here. So I actually don't perceive that way because I came into this country and I so appreciate everyone in the West here in America, from Canada, if you're watching, from Australia, just everyone just embrace the culture that I bring, the perspective that I bring to this paleo world, to this gluten-free world. And it's just such a big melting pot that, of course, like when I go back to enjoy my mom's food, my grandma's food, or when I travel, since I don't have any specific medical needs, I can eat whatever I want. But when I'm at home, I want to be in control in terms of what I make. And then since I'm running a paleo blog, I have a duty, I have a responsibility to serve my audience. So I provide specific type of a cuisine that is based on my taste buds to give the most authentic flavor as much as possible to my audience. So I never think about it this way, like, I might offend people back home, I might offend my mother or my grandmother, and all my friends. So I think it's actually really, really interesting. And I think there's some elements here that maybe we need to get this conversation start going more to educate the public. Because, sorry if I keep going on a little bit longer here. The other day I went out with my friend and who has very specific dietary needs. And it's not just gluten-free, not just paleo, it will be okay. So even within those disciplines, she has very specific items she cannot have.
Like what? Do you remember?
Quinoa, she cannot have quinoa, she cannot have even any specific type of vegetables that probably would just upset her dietary needs. So I saw her how she struggled when she just approached the counter. She had to be very, very specific and asking the server. And the server would just get annoyed with her because they just want to give the order and then take the next following order, just shift the line, move the line as soon as possible. So I really feel her pain. And she ended up just being shuffled around the corner and people don't want to answer her questions. And then I was just like, no, if today I have this specific needs, I have my reason, my choice to eat it this way, and I come to your restaurant to pay for a meal, it's your job, it's supposed to actually make me feel good about myself, that I just spent money in your restaurant. So therefore, when I saw Arielle post that opening of Lucky Lee's in New York City, so close to my place, so I immediately texted my husband, Nate. I was like, Nate, let's go say hello to Arielle. I can't wait to visit her restaurant.
And then pass me your book. And then when I found out about ChihYu and her blog and her new book that just came out in May, by the way, I looked at her recipes and I was like, whoa, she's using coconut aminos? We have coconut aminos. She's using this type of fish sauce, red boat fish sauce, that's what we're using. She's using, arrowroot powder, and, it was just, there was definitely a, I knew that we would want to collaborate with each other because there's a synergy here, And I think what's really interesting is that, what I've learned is that since opening Lucky Lee's, what I've learned is that not only do I want to create more of a conversation about, the usage of clean, but also I think that it's really important that there's such a stigma that healthy or certain cooking ingredients, for example, if you bake something versus frying something, that it's not going to be as delicious. Mm-hmm. And so with Lucky Lee's, through Lucky Lee's, and I think also through Asian Paleo, it's, these are really what we're intending to do is that even if you don't have a certain dietary requirement or you don't have, certain food allergies, this food can still be absolutely delicious for you. And so we're trying to, even if you don't have certain food requirements, we hope that you still really, really, really enjoy this food. And we hope that we also promote more, food positivity as well, because there are a lot of foods, and by saying that we don't, that our food avoids gluten and refined sweeteners, we're not saying that they're necessarily bad for you, but I think that there's a lot of negativity with food, that something's good and something's bad. And so by saying that we're avoiding it, not necessarily it's meaning that they're bad, but there are certain people that just really can't eat it. And so we're just trying to, and I know that, if I could speak for you too, we're just trying to cater to as many people that we can. And so speaking on behalf of Lucky Lee's, even we're catering to people with nut allergies as well. There are new nut allergies that are coming out, cashews and pistachios. It's not only just people with, peanuts are not the only really big allergy, especially amongst children. And so we just avoided it just because we wanted to be able to cater to more people. And now there are families that haven't been able to eat at restaurants because they have nuts in their kitchen or gluten in their kitchen, and now they're able to eat here. So I'm really happy that we're just making certain foods and recipes more accessible to people.
Yeah, I appreciate your work. Yeah. We promised you guys there's a very exciting news we want to share with you guys, and thank you for those of you watching it all through the end for this point. So, Arielle, do you want to say it?
Sure. So ChihYu and I are going to be collaborating. We feel that this is a very natural synergy between us. All of our, recipes and cooking techniques really are just very aligned, and our whole food philosophy is really aligned as well. And so what I wanted to do, since Asian Paleo just came out, I thought it would be a great opportunity for for us to feature some of ChihYu's new delicious recipes from her book. So on July 11th, we are actually going to be hosting, Thursday, July 11th, from 1 to 3 p.m., we are going to be hosting ChihYu's first official book signing for her book. So you can come and meet ChihYu, you can come and get your book signed, and also, during the month of July, we are also going to be offering a delicious, amazing recipe from ChihYu's book. I'm not going to tell you which one. We're not going to tell you which one, but it's going to be one of these. I mean, this food looks absolutely delicious. It tastes absolutely delicious. And anyway, we're going to be offering a special from her Asian Paleo book for all of you to taste all during the month of July, and you can order it. You can come here to Lucky Lee's and order it for lunch and dinner, and we also deliver on caviar. So if you live in New York, you are in luck because you will be able to try ChihYu's recipe. You don't have to go to ChihYu's house. You can either come to Lucky Lee's or have it delivered.
Arielle can feature. So, and then I will be working with Arielle's wonderful staff, her chef, and then all the people in the restaurant. And then we're gonna make something together and make sure that this should taste as close to my version as if I will be cooking for you guys. So for those of you who live in New York City, definitely you are all invited. July 11th, Thursdays from 1 to 3 p.m. You're invited to come to Lucky Lee's, and then your book will be designed, and then you can taste all the dishes that we prepare here for you, including a special dish from me, from my cookbook, Asian Paleo. And then throughout the entire July month, thank you so much, Arielle. You guys can order it online or come by to taste I Have Umami's dishes. So thank you so much, and then I want to thank you, Arielle, for this big, huge opportunity. I mean, it just came to me like I really didn't expect it. I really just out of my wildest dream. Thank you.
Of course. When ChihYu contacted me, I was like, this is, we love aligning with people that have similar food philosophies, and I also just love ChihYu's energy. Is she not the sweetest? I mean, you really just have like good vibes and just the sweetest energy, and it's been so amazing collaborating with you, and I'm just so excited. And the staff here at Lucky Lee's is so excited too. ChihYu's going to show us on the walks how to make some stuff, and we can probably Instagram live that too, right? Or we'll take some videos. We'll put on story, right?
Yeah, we'll put on stories. We'll put it on stories. Okay. All right. Thanks.
If you have any questions, comment below, and we'll
answer it later. Yeah, we'll answer it later. Okay.
Have a great day.
Thanks so much for watching.